Hey, Treasure fans, Joe Pal BD back here again with my weekly challenge, week 4 for April. This is the last week of the month, and I had 2 more movies to watch on my weekly challenge list, and they were Rocky and Apocalypse Now. So, those of you new to my channel, I haven't seen this video before. What I've done is my wife created this movie challenge for me for Christmas last year, where she picked 10 movies per month. And each month has like a theme to it, and I've got to watch all these movies, and if I manage to get through all these movies and write my thoughts down on them, I get a prize at the end of the month, which is usually a movie I've been really waiting for a long time. So I started doing this. I'm actually having a lot of fun because it's been really neat to come back and revisit some of these movies I haven't watched a long time, but also to see a few movies I've never really seen before. So the first one I want to talk about is Rocky. I did watch Rocky yesterday. This is the whole box set with all 5 Rocky movies, sans obviously Creed 1 and 2. But I watched this yesterday, and I can always watch this movie. I forget. It's probably been 7-8 years since I've watched Rocky, but I forget how much I like it. And the reason why I like this movie so much is not because it's all about the first movie is all about boxing. It's all the second, the third, the fourth become more about just about boxing. But this movie is more of a human story to it too, of just kind of this down on his luck guy who's in his 30s, who really is not going anywhere, loves boxing but can't quite make things work. So he's just kind of, he's working for this he's working for this guy who, is kind of a heavy boss guy. He goes around, breaks people's fingers, stuff like that, trying to get them to pay, And so then he gets, by a stroke of luck, he gets an opportunity. Apollo Creed, who's the current heavyweight champion, the person who's going to fight can't fight, so he decides to pick somebody randomly to do kind of like an exhibition match against, because he wants to fight somebody, and he picks Rocky because he likes to fight. He uses the Italian style, and he thinks that, I'll be able to come in. It's Philly's a guy from Philly, so it should work, and so it's all about him. Then he takes the reins from this more story about this kind of broken guy, and he kind of turns him around, how he trains and does all this stuff. Burgess Meredith in this movie, I love him in this movie. He's so awesome in this movie, and it's just kind of how he takes his reins. But what I like most about this movie, this is going to be a spoiler, but Rocky's been out since the 70s, so no excuse. He loses at the end, which is unusual, because if you look at every other Rocky movie after that, he always wins. But in this one, he loses at the end, but it's triumphant because it's kind of the rags to riches kind of story, where he did something that nobody else thought he could do, which was go toe-to-toe and last 15 rounds with the heavyweight champion. Everybody thought for sure, even the champion thought, hey, 3 rounds, I'll have him down. He could never beat this guy down. And many times he knocked him down, he kept getting back up. And this movie really shows resilience, and it really shows you have determination. There's nothing you can't do. That's why I like this movie so much. It's a very inspirational movie. It's really well acted and really well done. And it's hard to believe Stallone, what Stallone did with this movie from beginning to end. He had a story and he ran with it, and look what he came up with. It's Academy Award winner. It's just an awesome movie with just so many cool features to it and so many neat things to watch. And every time I watch it, I always see something new. So really, the transfer on the Blu-ray looks really good. I'd be curious to see what this looks like in 4K. Especially that first opening scene when he's doing that, he's in that really dark ring fighting that guy. It'd be really neat to see what that look like in 4K. But I still really love this movie a lot. Still a lot of fun. And after I watch that one, I'm kind of itching now to watch the rest of them. So most likely I probably will. But there's Rocky. And the last movie on the list, and I think I say this one for last because it is the longest now. I only watched the regular cut. I did not watch the director's cut or the final cut or any of the other 15,000 cuts there are of this movie, but I did watch Apocalypse Now by Francis Ford Coppola. I remember seeing this movie as a kid with my mom, and the movie completely confused me. As I got older, I saw it again as a teenager. I understood a little bit more, but it still confused me. And even watching it now, there's still parts of that movie I'm just like, whoa. Now, I know this is kind of it's almost like this whole movie's like a trip into madness. It really is. It's the way at least I take it is. It's kind of this guy's trip into madness. And now he kind of, he can just, over the course of, he's been sent out to go capture this rogue military guy that's done a bunch of stuff, and he's out in Vietnam now. He's running his own thing, and the government sent him out, the military sent him out there to take this guy out. And the majority of the movie is about his trip trying to find this guy, and just the kind of things that happen and the kinds of things they see in Vietnam, and it's very a surreal feeling. Actually, my favorite character in the movie is Robert Duvall. His character in this movie cracks me up because he's just so gung-ho and so like, hey, but I need to surf, we need to surf, But it's a really good, really well done movie that kind of, it really does. You watch this character kind of fall into madness and how he kind of needs to do what he needs to do. And even though he's promised a lot of stuff, once he finally meets once he finally gets to the guy that he has to kill, and he's kind of got this choice. Do I work with this guy now? Because they'd sent another person to do the same thing, and he ended up working with Marlon Brando was the guy he had to kill. So he sent another person out, and that guy ended up joining Marlon Brando. So, and he had that choice too. He could have joined him and just left everything or do what his duty was. And eventually he ends up doing what his duty was. But you know, it was a whole long trip for me. It really is a descent into madness. This is really well shot. The shots, the cinematography in the movie is absolutely amazing, beautiful. The sound is really good too, especially the 4K release. The 4K release looks a lot better than any other of the other ones, at least I've seen. I mean, it's a movie made in the 70s, so it's got that 70mm feel to it. But it also, when they remastered to 4K, they had a lot more work with them to stay at one of the more modern movies. So I do really like this. Not necessarily my favorite war movie of all time, but it is nice to kind of sit down and watch this all the time. Although, again, because it is 3 hours long, that can get a little bit cumbersome. But if you do ever get to see this, there's a documentary on here, In the Heart of Darkness, I believe it's called. I remember seeing it years ago. It is an absolutely amazing documentary on the making of this movie, when they had to go through to make this movie. It's amazing. It's very riveting. Very, very riveting. I've seen it twice, I think it is, over the years. It's a very riveting, really well done documentary. Matter of fact, I know for the longest time it was more sought after than the movie itself, because the documentary is so well done. But it is a very good movie. It was fun to go back and revisit again and watch it again. Some of the performances in this movie are absolutely amazing. There's no real bad performance. To see Lawrence Fishburne at 14 years old in this movie because he snuck on the set, you know, is to see him and basically his first movie, know what he's going to become, is really cool to see. Martin Sheen does an amazing job in this movie. Marlon Brando is really good. I mean, everybody in this movie clicks really well. So it is a really good movie, and I'm glad I watched it. So it popped up now. So with that being said, I have completed April's movie challenge. And I did it a few days earlier. There's still a couple more days in this month, but I did complete it. Did have a lot of fun this month. The 70s is kind of my month because, well, actually, the 80s is my most month. 70s is my birth. The 70s is my birth years. So I do enjoy a lot of movies from the 70s because I identify with a lot of those movies just because of the fact that I remember growing up in a lot of that stuff. So this was a fun month. The 80s, which is next month, it's going to be absolutely amazing. I can't wait for the 80s. There's movies on there from Goonies to Top Gun to a whole bunch of cool stuff. I can't even think right now. I will post this video with the May movies are going to be. So hopefully you'll be able to watch some of those and do this with me. The first month I do understand was a little bit rough and rolling this out. I do apologize for that. I finished some of the kinks, so I'll be more forthcoming. I'm currently updating my old, and I'm having a little bit of trouble doing it, my old Big D the Movie Hunter Facebook page. I haven't updated it in a while, so I'm going to start doing that and start putting more of this stuff up from there. I do have my normal Facebook page, which is just my name, Don Berg. But I use that more for my daily stuff. I'm going to start using the Big D the Movie Hunter for more of my movie stuff. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't try it, even if you watched a couple movies, just talk about them. That'd be really cool. Leave me some comments down below what you thought. Did you watch any of the movies? Let me know which movies you watched in this challenge, or have you seen the movie before? Let me know your thoughts on them. But again, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm going to do this for a while now because I'm actually having a lot of fun with it, and I hope you are too. I know there's a couple people that have watched a few of these movies, and I really do appreciate that. And I promise you, this is always a work in progress. So I'm going to find something new to work with this, but I'm going to keep going for a while because I actually really enjoy it. So again, thank you guys all for watching so much. Leave me some comments down below. Click the like button if you enjoyed the video. Click the subscribe button if you want to see more videos by who? Me, Big D. Click the notification button. I'll put them up. You know, everybody take care out there and always keep hunting because you never know what you're going to find. And be on the lookout for next month's movie challenge. Everybody take care and have a good one. As always, live long and prosper. Bye.